How do I convince liquor store owners that my ID is actually mine? I'm almost 22 years old. I have tried to buy liquor maybe 10 times since I turned 21. Usually have my friends do BC of this reason. 8 of the 10 times, the cashiers won't sell to me. They think my ID isn't mine. I have no idea why. My only guess is BC my hair is dyed blonde in the pic and now it's brown. But the pic is not even a year old. I don't look any different. No matter what I say, they tell me to get out of the store before they call the cops. I'm not doing anything wrong. But somehow the threat still scares me, so I've just complied so far. Should I just let them call the cops? What's gonna happen? What if the cops think I'm not myself, too? Is there something I can do or show them to convince them I'm really the person on the driver's license? This is so frustrating. Please, it's been different stores each time, not like the same one cashier. Edit. 1. To clarify, no one thinks my license is fake. BC all the stores around here scan the barcode. It's a real, valid, adult 21 license. And it's horizontal. They just don't believe it's mine. 2. When they tell me to leave, they're not literally kicking me out, and I don't refuse to leave or anything. They usually chuckle at me and say it with a good try. Kid, just give up before I tell the cops you borrowed someone else's ID. One cashier said, "You're a cop, aren't you? Well, you'd better leave or I'll call your friends," and winked. TF. If you don't look like your picture, you should get another one. You can't force a shop owner to sell you anything. You can't force them to sell to you. It depends on why they call the cops. Fake ID? Sure, I'll wait. Then what happens when they prove you wrong? Will you sell to me? But if they are going to complain about trespass, they told you to leave and you refused, then you can face legal trouble. Get a second ID if this is an issue. Go for a county ID, a passport, an employee ID, or something else that might help. I mean, I would ask why they think it's fake when it's clearly you. I got denied before when I turned 21 cause my ID was still vertical. After you're 21, the license issued or horizontal, at least in my state. It had my birthday confirming my age, yet they still denied me because of the orientation. It wasn't even expired. If your ID pic is causing that much shit, go get an updated ID. Is your name McLovin? The problem is the photo in the ID. Get a new ID that looks like you. You've got two options here. Develop a relationship with your neighborhood liquor store so they know it's you. Or go get a new license picture. The latter option you'll have to pay, but you can do it. There's nothing else you can do to make the store know that it's you in the picture. Anything you can think to try is exactly what a 17-year-old McLovin would do anyway. Get an updated horizontal license if you don't have one, or get a passport card to use with your existing license. I feel like there's something you're not telling us. Have you changed your license to remove the under 21? I had a TSA agent hold my ID up to my head and say, "Wow, that is you. It is barely 6 months old." I lost about 10 pounds. Shaved and cut off the sun-bleached ends. Photographs can be really deceiving since the flash is directly at your face, whereas most people see you from overhead lighting. Do you have a passport, student ID, or anything else with your name and photo on it? You could use it as a backup. I don't have any advice, but this is really weird. I'm a trans man and I look like a man, but my ID still says I'm female. I've gotten a couple weird looks from cashiers, but no one has ever tried to say it's not my ID. If changing your regular license is too much trouble, maybe just get a really good fake one. You can get them to keep it on file and reprint it with your various hair colors when you change it. They have the right to protect themselves if the ID looks weird. Too big of a risk for them to be nice. Wait for the cops if you're legit. They'll run your ID. Tell the clerk you are okay. And the clerk won't ever forget. If you have access to Instacart, DoorDash, local delivery, or Amazon Fresh or some other delivery that also delivers alcohol, you can try that. Those guys don't care. They just take your ID and scan it with their phone. No fuss, no muss. YMMV, 'cause I'm in my 30s. But I look young and they never looked at the front. They just immediately flip and scan. Someone theorized this happens to me. I have a very Hispanic last name but look very white. Still, though, I look white AF on the ID picture? Why does this keep happening? Do you have another ID like a school ID or library card that has your name on it? IDK my ID picture. I have long dyed hair and heavy makeup, and I currently have short hair and never wear makeup. I've never had a problem. Make your hair match your photo and let it stay like that for a few months while you become a regular at the couple of liquor stores you would like to purchase from. Once everybody knows you, you can start changing your hair again and it'll be fine because now they will recognize you, despite the hair difference. I got denied for showing my passport card plastic just like my ID. I was 16 in the passport photo. 22 at the time, but it was valid for 10 years. I had lost my wallet the week before and it was all the ID I had at the time and they confiscated it and I had to wait for the police to get it back, and the shop owner was profusely sorry and gave me free beer right in front of the police for the trouble. I still shop there to this day. Few years later the store got busted selling to an undercover underage agent for the local PD, so I understand their hesitation now in retrospect. If someone threatens to call the cops when I haven't done anything illegal, I tell them to go ahead and waste their time. Then I'd ask to speak to a manager. Bring another ID. A passport usually works. Then ask them to call the cops. You'd be happy to have the police verify your ID. Call the manager and complain. Write a negative review. You should stand your ground. Tell them to call the police. Politely ask to speak to manager to explain it. They can call the cops if they want, as the ID is real and they'll be able to verify it. I've had it happen to me only once a week after my birthday because the teller only looked at the year and said I wasn't old enough instead of seeing my birthdate. I stepped out of line and waited for a manager to come by. Teller helped a few people, then looked at my ID again and it clicked in and we had a chuckle. I mean, yeah, my ID is from when I was 18 and I'm 26 now, and I still get let through everything from airport security to alcohol purchases, so maybe you need to update your picture to one that looks more like current you. I should have updated mine years ago, but yours must be vastly different to be singled out like that. I tried buying booze from one store on my 21st birthday. Got denied because the date was too close to the birthday on my license or some shit. MA also has some weird rules about out-of-state IDs. I was still getting denied into my 30s when visiting back home. From the POV of the cashier, it ain't worth it. Jail time. Huge fees. Going to have to find a way to get your photo updated whenever your hair changes or something, or a way around that, 'cause no cashier is going to risk their freedom so some little shit can get beer. Get a wig of the color your hair is on your DL and wear when you buy liquor. I had a dispensary near me actually try to confiscate my real ID a few years ago because they thought I looked too young for it to possibly be legit. It was. I ended up getting it back and my weed, lol, but it was a huge headache. Shit happens.